Today I will say why I believe that Islam is monoism and not monotheism. Monism or no, is monism and not monotheism. First of all, see if you see Islam, uh, like for example, Islam. If you see, uh, Islam says generally at a practical level in a mundane life, it says Malik or Gulam ek hai. Master and slave are one in his eyes. Now, when they can say like that, how can they say that Sabka Malik hai? They will never believe in the concept of Malik. And even if you read Swami Vivekanand, Swami Vivekanand said that since Hindus are the ancient people, we were the first to come discover the concept of monism or Advait. But in practical sense, this concept, however beautiful our Hindu concept of Advait might be, but to bring it into practical sense, you will need Islam. Uh, to bring it into the practical sense that monism is it's monism. So even Swami Vivekananda agreed that Islam was monism and not monotheist. And even if you say, uh, like for example, in one of the saints in Sufism, he was martyred by priesthood of Islam. But he also said Analak means I am the truth, and that is also Advait. Now, why I will say you is actually even Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he experienced Advait or monism, but he interpreted it as uh, monotheistic, one Ishwarvad. There is reason for it. Like for example, he was experiencing uh, in his accomplished days when he had accomplished materially a lot. He was going for solace in a uh, cave, and where he stumbled upon the truth, that is Advait. But he was interpreting it as monotheism. There was reason for it because before he went into the solace, he was always listening to people, listening to, and then he went into meditation, and then he never had a guide to tell him what he was experiencing. He had never had. He was experiencing things. He started experiencing things. If he had a guru, he would have guided him into monoism. But since he was experiencing things, and like a forest dweller who has never seen mechanics, who does not know anything about mechanics, he sees an aeroplane. He will think it is a bird, but actually everyone knows that bird and plane there is a big difference. But he will think that since he does not know anything about mechanics, he has no one to guide him on mechanics. He will think he sees a plane for the first time. He will think that it is a bird. He will not evaluate it as a plane because he does not know anything about mechanics. Now I will tell you why. Like for example, in the Middle East, when Prophet Muhammad experienced in that cave about the truth, what before that, what was happening is in his environment, in his domain, it was monotheism like Judaism or Christianity. Though Christ also, if you see, reads, there is some, I'm not very much, I won't be able to bring things forward as I don't recollect. But I know to some extent, if I read Swami Vivekananda, where he says that even Christ indicated monism also, whatever it is. Now, in that environment, it was more to do with monotheism. So, like for example, I will give you an example. If in your environment there is no color called white, there is no color called white. You have in that environment there is no color called white, and for the first time you see white. Now, when you see for the first time white, you will associate it closer to a color which is similar to it. It need not be white. It cannot be white, but it will be something closer to that white. And you might say it is gray. So similarly, monoism is closer to monotheism, but it is not monotheism. So when Prophet Muhammad saw white, and in his environment there was no color called white, but there was a color called gray, that is monotheism. So he associated with the gray color. He said, "I saw gray." But what actually he was seeing was he was seeing white. But since white was not in the environment, and he gray was there in the environment, he associated what he saw with something which was in the environment, closest thing which was in the environment. So this is how I feel that why I feel that Islam is monoism and not monotheism, though it was interpreted by Prophet Muhammad also for not having a guide uh, to with monotheism, but it was actually monoism. Thank you very much.